Last year, Google removed more than 292 million reviews. They also removed 13 million business profiles and blocked 79 million edits to business listings, all in an effort to cut down on fake reviews, fake profiles, spam, and misleading business information. So in this video, I want to break down what Google appears to be looking for, why real reviews sometimes disappear, and what you can do to protect your reviews, your Google business profiles, and your visibility in local search. Google is in the middle of a massive trust cleanup. And if you've noticed reviews disappearing from your profiles, or you're worried that your profile could get suspended, you're not imagining things. Google is not just looking for obviously fake reviews anymore. They're looking for patterns. So think of things like review spikes, vague or empty 5-star reviews, partner reviews, or people that are more a conflict of interest than they are your customers. Employee name patterns and spikes, inconsistent business information. These are all things that Google is looking for when it comes to deciding whether or not your review is real or fake or should be removed. But the system isn't perfect, and legitimate businesses can still get caught in the middle. First, let's talk about what has actually changed. For years, Google has had rules against fake reviews, incentivized reviews, review gating, fake profiles, stuffing the keyword in your business name, and inaccurate business information. Now, the rules themselves are not really new, but what is new is the scale of enforcement. Google is using AI, including Gemini, to detect suspicious patterns faster, is looking for fake review activity, suspicious profile edits, scam behavior, and business information that doesn't match what Google is seeing across the web. And this is where a lot of businesses get surprised, because they think, well, I didn't buy any fake reviews, I didn't create a fake listing, why would Google remove anything from my profile? But they're not just looking at one review by itself, they're looking for patterns. For example, let's say a business gets very few reviews most months, then suddenly they get 40 reviews in 1 week. That might be completely legitimate. Maybe they finally started asking their customers for reviews. Maybe they launched a new review request process. Maybe they had a big event or just a really busy week. But from Google's perspective, that sudden spike can look a lot like rating manipulation. Or let's say a bunch of reviews mention the same employee name in a short period of time, which could also be normal. Maybe that employee is great. Maybe customers genuinely want to call them out. But if those reviews are thin, repetitive, or they all say something like, Logan was the best, without much detail, that can start to look a little manufactured, and is not always about one specific thing being wrong, it's the pattern around it. The same thing can happen with reviews from your partners, vendors, contractors, or people who have some kind of business relationship with you. Even though they might genuinely like your business, Google may not see that as a real customer experience, and instead may see that as a conflict of interest. Another pattern to watch is on-premise review generation. And this is especially common with QR codes. Now, QR codes are not automatically bad. In fact, Google gives businesses review links and QR codes. So this is not me saying don't use QR codes. But if a lot of reviews are coming from the same location in a short amount of time, and those reviews have little to no written content, that's going to raise some questions. Even though, if the review might be real, the customer might be real, but the pattern can still look unnatural. And that brings me to something that every business needs to know. A 5-star review with little to no detail or no comment is becoming less and less valuable. It may still help your average rating a little bit, but it doesn't give Google or these AI systems any sort of content or much material to work with. So the better review is the one that explains what actually happened. What kind of service did the customer receive? What problem did they solve? What location did they visit? What made the experience great? Why would they come back? And these kinds of details matter because reviews are what search engines and these AI systems are using to understand your business. Let's say someone searches for best emergency plumber near me, or dentist that is good with anxious patients, or restaurants with great gluten-free options. Google needs evidence, and detailed reviews are the evidence that Google is looking for. They help Google and these AIs understand what your business is actually known for. Now, reviews are only one part of the trust equation. Your Google business profile itself also needs to look consistent and legitimate. That means your business name should match your real world business name. Your address should be accurate. Your hours should match what is on your website and other listings like Yelp and the Better Business Bureau and Angie's List and any other website that may have your business information. So your website, your local profiles, directory listings, major citations should all tell the same story, because every mismatch creates doubt. Now, a human might not look at things in this kind of detail. They may not look at your hours on your Google business profile and compare them to your website and then go to Yelp and make sure that it's the same. But Google does, and these AIs do. They look at those inconsistencies because they want to be confident in the business that they're recommending. And if that information is not consistent, they can't trust that you're going to be open, or that you are who you say you are, or that you do what you say you do. Now, one overlooked issue is the map pen. Your address and your map pen are connected, but they're not the same thing. Your address can look correct on the front end, while your driving directions or the pin placement on Google Maps is still the wrong spot. And now this can create confusion for Google. If Google cannot confidently understand where your business is located, especially after an address change, it can create verification problems. So businesses should check more than just whether the address looks right. You should also check whether the map pin is in the right place and whether driving directions actually take the customer to the correct location. This matters even more for service area businesses. If you're a plumber, a roofer, a contractor, home services, or any other business that serves customers at their location, you need to make sure that your profile is set up correctly. If customers don't visit your location, your address should typically be hidden. Your service area should be realistic, and your website should clearly explain the areas you serve. And lastly, your broader digital footprint should support everything that your business profile says. Is this a real business? Does it operate where it says it operates? And does it provide the service that they say that they provide? Your job is to make that answer easy. So what should businesses actually do? Here are 8 tips. Number 1, build a steady review process. Don't wait 3 months, panic, and then blast every customer at once with a review request. Ask for reviews consistently as part of your normal customer experience. That makes your review growth look more natural, it makes it more consistent and frequent, and it is a much better pattern from Google's perspective. Number 2, ask for real feedback, not just a star rating. You should not tell customers what to say, but you can encourage them to leave details about their experience in the review. Why did they come in? Who helped them? What problem was solved? What stood out? These details are what makes reviews way more useful for customers as well as AI. And when these AIs are looking for your business, or they're looking to recommend your business, those details are like gold. Number 3, avoid conflicts of interest. Do not rely on your employees, your vendors, partners, friends, or family to inflate your rating. Even if you have good intentions behind that and they want to help support you, those reviews can create real risk. Number 4, monitor your reviews. Google does not always notify you when reviews are filtered or removed. So if your review visibility matters to your business, you need a way to track changes over time. You should know when reviews come in, you should know whether or not a review has disappeared or been removed, and you should be able to spot patterns before they become a real issue. Number 5, keep your profile active. Respond to reviews, add photos, update your hours, keep your services current, publish accurate information, and show Google that the profile is being actively managed by a real business that is listening and is paying attention. Now, this is important. If you've had a suspension or a verification issue in the past, the answer is not to just stop touching your profile forever. That is actually the wrong mindset. The better approach is to manage your information carefully and consistently. Number 6, clean up your business information across the web. Your Google business profile is your main anchor, but your website, your social profiles, directories, and major listings across the web should all have consistent information. Things like your name, your address, your phone number, your hours, your services, and location information are critical, and they must match across every site possible. Because the more consistent your digital footprint is, the easier it is for Google to trust that your business is who you say you are, you do what you say you do, and you're located where you say you're located. Number 7, use a domain-based email to manage your profile when possible. So if your business website is example.com, managing the profile with an email tied to example.com can create a stronger trust signal than using a random personal Gmail account. It's a small thing, but it helps connect the profile back to the actual business. And finally, Number 8, think beyond rankings. This is where local search is headed. Google Maps, AI Overview, AI Mode, and other search experiences are not just matching keywords anymore. They're trying to understand the businesses, they're trying to understand their customers, and the context and the intent and trust that is required to answer a question thoughtfully and correctly. Now, the businesses that win are not going to be the ones looking for just quick hacks and spamming keywords. They are going to be the ones that consistently look real, active, trustworthy, and helpful everywhere customers and search engines are looking. Now, that means your reviews, photos, services, your menu items, your business descriptions, your website content, and all your other customer interactions all become part of the story. So if your reviews are disappearing or your Google business profiles feel more fragile than it used to, the answer is to not stop managing it. The answer is to manage it better. So stay active, stay consistent, ask for reviews the right way, give customers a reason to leave detailed feedback, and make sure that Google can clearly understand who you are, what you do, where you're located, and why customers trust you. Because Google's cleanup is not slowing down. This is only going to amplify. And as local search becomes more AI driven, the businesses that prepare now are going to be in such a better position than the businesses that wait until something breaks.